host, The Wolf. Behind the camera, we have our founder, co-host, and today's director, Mr. Kenny Frank. And we are now having our After Hours podcast. This is one of the shows on our network that's going to be showcasing the local Vegas talent that we would love to have on display, to be able to showcase what they're able to do, what they've been doing in the city, and seeing how we can connect them with any type of demographic or audience. On today's episode, without further ado, I'd love to introduce our amazing guest who has been able to make people believe in the unbelievable, the irresistible, the inconceivable, and I'm talking about magic. Without further ado, our guest, Mr. Brian Apollo.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to be here, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. How's everything going with you?
Yeah, dude, it's been a beautiful day so far. I'm looking forward to sitting here with you.
Now, you're our first guest on the VEN podcast, the After Hours podcast.
Yeah.
And we don't really have like a set flow of how we're going to go about this, but I got some ideas, and if you're willing to engage, then I think we can have some fun.
Let's go for it.
Okay, well, let's let the audience a little bit more familiar with who you are and why you do what you do. So, what is like your full moniker? Brian Apollo, that's how you go about it?
Man, it's my name legally too, so hopefully that works
Okay,
out.
so not Brian the Magician, not Brian the Apollo the Magician.
Brian Apollo, yeah.
Okay, now, since that is your actual government name, that's what you pay taxes on, that's what, you know, like you put down on the proper receipts, how do you separate the everyday Brian from the performer Brian?
I'm a pretty at-home kind of guy. You know, I kind of keep to myself most of the time. I get paid to party, so it makes it a little bit easier to not want to go out all the time.
Yeah.
Because I get paid to go to the cool parties and make them cooler, so that's kind of exhausting, but it's fun. So I have nothing to complain about when it comes to having a fun, exciting life, but typically I kind of just keep to myself. I'm a yoga teacher as well.
Nice.
So that also kind of gets me out of the house during the week, but it's all pretty zen and chill, best I can maintain at least.
Yeah, I want to touch base on that. You're saying that it can be very exhausting. Is that because of the city that you're in, Vegas being like a party?
Well, I travel a lot for work. It's just a matter of working with so many people every night. If I'm having to shake 100 hands, it's like that alone would be exhausting, much less make 100 people smile. But I love it so much that it's always worth it. You know.
Now, just something that kind of came naturally, or was there like an identifying moment that occurred that you realized? You
I
know,
always wanted to be a rock star, if that's what you mean.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I was always a singer, guitar player kid through high school, but obviously it's a little harder to become a famous rock star, you know, conceptually at least. And then when I kind of became this yoga guy, I got a lot of success doing that, luckily enough. So I was kind of having a chill, isolated life every single day of the week because it was just yoga and no magic.
Yeah.
And then 20 years old is the first time I ever picked up a deck of cards, really. And I'm only 27 now, but my career has been able to kind of ascend relatively quickly.
So you're in your 7th year?
I'm sorry, what?
7th year?
Yeah, 7th year from picking up a deck of cards to where I'm at now, yes, sir.
Okay. One little tidbit that the audience might not know. When I first met Brian, it was actually over a conversation of like, hey, come check out my guitar. And it's funny that he mentioned the guitar because I almost forgot that he...
Oh, wasn't that at my house as well?
Yeah,
I forgot. I totally... You just reminded me now. That's totally exciting.
Yeah.
I love that. At one of my old parties. I love that.
You showed me a magic trick, and I was just like, I recognize this trick because a really good friend of mine's would perform this at Phantasma Magic in New York. If you're familiar with it, right off.
I know exactly what Phantasma Magic is, yes. Yeah. I've never actually got a chance to
They had the Houdini Museum.
Oh, yeah, that sounds incredible, yeah.
So that's kind of where like my focus was, and that's how we kind of got engaged. And you know, I had interest from there of like I gotta work with this person at some point. And it being only 7 years of doing magic, what do you think has been more of your way of bonding with people? Has it been the yoga, or has it been the magic, or do they work?
Well, I think there's mutual benefits to both of those things. I very seldom mix the worlds. You know, I don't ever actually promote myself as yoga magic or magic yoga, nothing like that. It's kind of they're very separate lives I live. But with the yoga, it's kind of I help people close their eyes and find peace. You know, and when I do the magic, I help people open their eyes and smile. You know, but they require very different parts of my soul, so to speak, to kind of get that done.
I see. Do you feel like it's easier to do magic tricks with people when they're in a more balanced state of mind or a peace state of mind?
Well, I like to say I don't do tricks at all. I just do magic, you know, because it's just conceptual anyways.
Correction. He does magic. Don't make that mistake that I just made. So, where do you see this ultimately going? I'm sure you have a lot of goals in mind, a lot of accolades that you have achieved and you want to continue achieving. What are some of the top ones? Just you can give me 3, maybe, and you can simplify or you can go in depth.
Well, I have some things that I'm going to preferably keep pretty private as far as details are concerned, just because they're already in the works.
Non-disclosures, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. No, but I have some major stuff going on when it comes to building content and developing a whole platform of content in one direction, and also developing major magic specials for more streaming service-based networks, stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
you're talking about maybe getting the magic directly to people rather than having to,
So
you can't be everywhere at
like
once.
the old school David Blaine style magic specials mixed in with some new age stuff that I have some certain connections I've been able to make in the Brotherhood of Magic that I'm just very blessed with the opportunities that are currently being presented to me. So it's really just a matter of logistics and making it all happen.
I like that. I like that. This is the second time I ever heard of something called the Brotherhood of Magic. So there is basically a community that colleagues and like-minded individuals like yourself help each other, help up and coming as well as established.
Yeah, conceptually speaking, yeah. So I mean, I don't necessarily consider myself to be too big of a part of it anymore. Once upon a time I perhaps was.
Yeah.
But now it's just kind of, I just refer to it as a metaphor. It's like there's a whole underground world of magic that if you're a few Google searches away from learning more about. I can't speak on it.
No, of course.
But it's pretty easy to at least get to the ground level of it, and then it's just a matter of how deep you want to dig.
Yeah. You not going into too much detail can obviously demonstrate to me as well as the audience that you're a very standard person. You have like what would be your recipe or your guide of how you continue your success.
Yeah.
What was it like developing that? I know you've come across a lot of different challenges. This is not an easy pursuit for a lot of people to go after, as well as a career choice that a lot of people choose. But you've been making this work, and congratulations before answering that.
I appreciate
you
you saying that.
like your kudos, because we brought him to a party that me and Kenny, our other partner and co-host, was helping me film and direct. And this dude was life of the party, stealing the show, doing what he had to do. The owners came through, even though they were the owners, and blew their minds away. And it was amazing how he had the crowd kind of just forward. They started coming towards him. But was it always like that, or was it really like having to establish like a routine of how you got that?
With the magic, I'm very blessed with the opportunity to just I got good quickly, and then I also got blessed with just certain opportunities, with certain mentors. Obviously, getting great mentorship can accelerate any path in life you choose to take, and for me, it was definitely, that was the case. I just had a few guys, like I said, in the Brotherhood, that just kind of hooked me up a little bit, and these guys, they worked with David Blaine, Chris Angel, David Copperfield, the biggest names in the world, and I was very fortunate that they saw something in me to kind of push me to go forward a little bit further, and also give me access points that I wouldn't have otherwise had.
Now, did that, I don't mean to interject, did that happen naturally, or, because you said the biggest names?
Well, it's a bunch of serendipity that got in the way,
Okay.
It's hard to explain truly, it's really just the universe intervened, and then I was able to see that occurring, and I kind of went with the path.
Saw the sign, paid attention.
Yeah, I saw the signs, what I'm saying.
Yeah. The reason I bring up big names is because I was curious to ask you one of these questions. What are, if you can give me 3 top influences or people that you could see that you would want to have as a mentor, did maybe accomplish that? I might not even be aware of it. You don't have to give prominent names.
No, for sure. No, the top 3 isn't even really all that matters. There's only one magician that even inspires me at all is David Blaine. He's the only reason I did it in the first place. And to this day, he's the only guy I can say I still look up to.
Have you met him?
Yeah, I met David a couple of times.
How was meeting someone that you actually work towards?
Well, I've only met him in passing. I've gotten to shake his hand and take a picture with him and meet him. He's been in the same room as him, so to speak. Do
you feel the magic exchange?
Oh man, yeah, he's an interesting fellow. But he doesn't talk much, and you can kind of tell the intensity is very legitimate. As far as a guy, I haven't gotten to converse with him. I got to converse with Paul Harris as his mentor, which was an exceptional opportunity. And so he's the guy I kind of spent most of my time talking to. Once I realized I'm sitting there standing next to Paul Harris, I'm one of the other people who recognize him. Yeah. So that's a secret name, but
okay. Make sure you forget that one. If you're quick enough, you'll Google search.
Well, he's the guy. No cell phone, no email. You just gotta find him.
Yeah.
So when I saw him, I'm like, this is my chance to go talk to this guy.
So, Brian, you give me a very encouraging and motivated energy. What do you feel is next for you to pursue that you would actually want to actively pursue?
Well, I'm telling you, the magic special is my central focus right now. So my corporate career has kind of ascended to the point where I'm traveling all around America pretty consistently now, and I enjoy that quite a bit. It's a beautiful life, but also if I only ever did that the rest of my life, even though I would be happy, there's still ways to grow. I like to say I've accomplished everything I've ever set my mind to, because I truly have. Yeah. And all my dreams, even the crazy ones that we don't have to talk about now.
Of course. But I appreciate you even bringing it up. Yeah. Not a lot of people get to share their dreams, especially in a platform for us to have a platform to be able to help people showcase it.
Well, maybe if I get a chance to come back, we'll talk about our dreams a little more.
You better like those videos, guys. Come on. We need viewership to make sure we encourage our guests to come back. But you know what? I'm going to give you a quick little 5-question lightning round.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So like it's just gonna be basically like one-off answers. You can just let me know like how you feel, or some of them will just be like quick answers that you can give. So one, okay, have you ever used magic to impress someone?
Well, impressive. I'm sorry.
You ever use magic to impress someone? And I don't have to make it like a relationship thing.
Well, I think that's the intention at the end of the day. You know, to impress and astonish.
Mhm.
You know, it's not necessarily to say I'm better than you and look what I can do. It's really the moments we share. You know, creating that type of beauty.
Yeah.
I think is impressive to most people in this day and age because people kind of forget that the human connection is so important.
Absolutely.
So like that simple reminder, I think, and that alone is the impressive part.
Okay. Your favorite trick that you like to do for to entertain guests?
No tricks.
Your favorite magic routine
Yeah.
that you like to
I'm
do?
just being
No, that's good. No, I need to.
No. It's a joke I stick with. I have to. I'm gonna live and die.
Keep
by
it going, man. It's working. It's making me correct
I love
myself.
it,
Does your favorite magic routine that you like to do for guests or viewers does it even involve a deck of cards?
Yeah, I have a very specific piece I designed that I consider to be my signature routine, and that does, in fact, involve a deck of cards. But I do all sorts of fun stuff. I do manipulation of the mind in conceptual ways outside of just a deck of cards, you know, from mind reading to illusions, you know, in the day-to-day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can attend a lot of events, and you can make any event really pop with magic.
Yeah.
But what are some of your favorite type of events to do magic at?
Well, I'll tell you what my least favorite was originally. I used to not like weddings. I used to think it was too much pressure. I used to think, well, I don't want to be the jackass, you know. I don't know what I can say on this, but I didn't want to be the jackass at the wedding because I dress like this most of the time. I like to stand out in a way where it's like, who's this guy? I look like I came off the street in some weird way. But that's all intentional. Like the beard, the beanie, the dress, you know, the ripped up clothes, all very intentional. It's just designed to, you know, have you judge a book by its cover, you know, to conceptually. You know, I want you to start in a position mentally, you're like, this better be good. You know, and then at the end of our time together, you know, most of the time I want you to thank me for it. You know, in some weird way.
Yeah, you have like a thing that will make you wanna that'll make you want to sorry, I'll rephrase that. Two more questions. You don't have to get too in depth with it. Most challenging hurdle, or and I say hurdle because obviously you have to jump it.
The most challenging hurdle is for sure getting into a position to make money doing it. I think you can get as good, you can be the best in the world and nobody would know if you don't promote yourself the right way, or you get out there enough, or you're conveniently in the right place. Like I'm born and raised here in Las Vegas, so like, so I didn't move here to become a magician. I just conveniently became one in the perfect place to be one. And then, like I said, the universe just kind of took its grip.
Reminded me of this quote: "The grass is greener where you water it."
The grass. I love that. Yes, sir.
And what would you tell 10-year-old you if you could?
That's actually a very beautiful question. I would tell 10-year-old me to just have faith and don't lose your sense of optimism. But I think that's my greatest gift throughout my whole life, is that I never let my optimism go away.
I think that's very important. Audience, someone that can relate. Sometimes when you go into certain ventures, there could be things set up, whether it's pillars, people, or just circumstances that can easily break a person, that can easily not have like the most mentally stable person crack under pressure. And it's important for individuals like Brian to state stuff like this. You got to be very adamant about what you want, and you have to be very clear, not just to people, but to the universe, to whoever your higher power source that you believe in, and run with it and keep moving forward. Because every time I see Brian, like me and Brian probably been communicating for about 3 years, and we finally just started working together, but we always knew it'd be the right time. It's not like we didn't want to work together, but it's just, there's a lot of funk that goes around in this city, or in this town. It can be very discouraging.
Yeah, well, we just got out of COVID. I mean, we met during COVID, so that was a difficult time to work together, especially when you're meeting somebody. You know, now that we're all out of that mess, and we got a little bit of time to develop post-COVID, and get into a new position. I'm excited to see what you guys have done here, man. I'm excited to be a part of it.
I appreciate you being a part of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Brian's going to be showing me a tidbit, just a sample of the type of magic that he produces at these events to people around the world, especially in the amazing, heartfelt town of Las Vegas. So, Brian, I'm not going to ask you any questions. Okay. I'm not going to try to impede on what your secret is, what's your strategy, what's your routine. It's magic. It ain't nothing. There's no tricks. It ain't no parlor smoke and mirrors.
All right. So, like you said, it's going to go fast. So just keep your eyes on that top card for me, right on the top of the pack. The King of Spades. You got that?
Yeah.
Watch. I'm going to throw it right on the top of the pack. You can hold on to that for me just like that. So watch. You see the two of diamonds underneath it, yeah? Watch. 1, 2, 3. You felt that, didn't you?
I definitely felt an energy.
Watch, don't move. You can see it and you can feel it. That's what's most important now, because now we know it's real. But watch, this next thing is magic, so it's gonna look just a little bit different. Watch. It's 1, 2, 3, and then I have the king of spades. What do you have?
You catching this, right? I don't know how you did that, but he did it.
Well,
It's magic.
like you said, I'm fast, right? That's how I did it. So take both those cards for me.
Okay.
Well,
I got the 2 of diamonds and the king of spades.
Yeah, put them back in the middle, anywhere you want. Different places.
Yep. Okay.
Now watch as this happens, okay? I'm gonna put all the cards back together just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Watch. Like you said, I'm fast. So all I need you to do is count to 3.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
And I pulled 2 cards right out of the center. Oh, it'd be better if it was the cards you just put in.
Let me see these real quick. He just slapped the shit out this deck. These cards were placed in 2 random locations after pulling them out beforehand. And they ended up back outside the deck. That's magic. You don't even got to do more. I'm convinced. Unless you want to have some fun, you let me know.
Okay, let's do some more maybe a little later.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks
Wow.
so much.
No problem. Thank you. All right, so one quick question about that. Right?
I'm saying, yeah.
All right, cool. So I just had that experience. I love how quick hands move. You mentioned that you're a perfectionist. How important truly is accuracy for you? How important really is to the setup, the pop, and the overall effect after?
So I've kind of designed a way to do it that's just designed for me. So like I built around just my natural way of going about things.
Yeah.
So it makes it like every time it's perfect as long as I'm staying focused on being me. Yeah. Just like it should be with every art form, I think.
I think that's the best way you could have probably. That was very eloquent. That'd be the best way I could. That's eloquent. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you for joining us. I want to thank our amazing guest, Brian Apollo, the man that doesn't do any tricks, strictly magic. And he can be located,
No, you could say no tricks, just magic.
Yeah, no tricks, just magic. And I'm going to let him take it away. Brian, could you please let the wonderful people of Vegas, as well as the rest of the world, know where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, man. Brian.Apollo_.
Mm-hmm.
That's my Instagram. I believe my TikTok as well. Go to brianapollo.com for all the cool stuff, like my video work that's not necessarily short form, and then we'll get all the celebrity stuff going on there too. So you can really check me out if you want to go to just brianapollo.com. And then if not, follow the Instagram, TikTok, where I'm going to be starting to post a lot more content.
Well, let's say thank you. Brian, any last words you'd like to say to the audience?
Don't let go of the magic inside your hearts, my friends. That's the most beautiful magic we'll ever have.
This guy, you could work for Hallmark if you wanted to. I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the VEN, Vegas Entertainment Nation, the After Hours Podcast. And we'd love to thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode. And until then, keep creating.